Recently she disproved one of Einstein's fundamental theories by using atomically synchronized cameras to observe a school of tuna fish. Langdon searched his host's face for any glint of humor. Einstein and tuna fish? He was starting to wonder if the X-33 space plane had mistakenly dropped him off on the wrong planet. A moment later, Vittoria Vetra emerged from the fuselage. Robert Langdon realized today was going to be a day of endless surprises. Descending from the chopper in her khaki shorts and white sleeveless top, Vittoria Vetra looked nothing like the bookish physicist he had expected. Lithe and graceful, she was tall with chestnut skin and long black hair that swirled in the backwind of the rotors. Her face was unmistakably Italian, not overly beautiful, but possessing full, earthy features that even at 20 yards seemed to exude a raw sensuality. As the air currents buffeted her body, her clothes clung, accentuating her slender torso and small breasts. Ms. Vetra is a woman of tremendous personal strength, Kohler said, seeming to sense Langdon's captivation. She spends months at a time working in dangerous ecological systems. She is a strict vegetarian and CERN's resident guru of Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga? Langdon mused. The ancient Buddhist art of meditative stretching seemed an odd proficiency for the physicist daughter of a Catholic priest. Langdon watched Vittoria approach. She had obviously been crying, her deep sable eyes filled with emotions Langdon could not place. Still, she moved toward them with fire and command. Her limbs were strong and toned, radiating the healthy luminescence of Mediterranean flesh that had enjoyed long hours in the sun. Vittoria, Kohler said as she approached. My deepest condolences. It's a terrible loss for science. For all of us here at CERN. Vittoria nodded gratefully. When she spoke, her voice was smooth and throaty, accented English. Do you know who is responsible yet? We're still working on it. She turned to Langdon, holding out a slender hand. My name is Vittoria Vetra. You're from Interpol, I assume? Langdon took her hand, momentarily spellbound by the depth of her watery gaze. Robert Langdon. He was unsure what else to say. Mr. Langdon is not with the authorities, Kohler explained. He is a specialist from the U.S. He's here to help us locate who is responsible for this situation. Victoria looked uncertain. And the police? Kohler exhaled but said nothing. Where is his body? She demanded. Being attended to. The white lie surprised Langdon. I want to see him, Victoria said. Victoria, Kohler urged, your father was brutally murdered. You would be better to remember him as he was. Victoria began to speak but was interrupted. Hey, Victoria. Voices called from the distance. Welcome home. She turned. A group of scientists passing near the helipad waved happily. Disprove any more of Einstein's theories? One shouted. Another added, your dad must be proud. Victoria gave the men an awkward wave as they passed. Then she turned to Kohler, her face now clouded with confusion. Nobody knows yet? I decided discretion was paramount. You haven't told the staff my father was murdered? Her mystified tone was now laced with anger. Kohler's tone hardened instantly. Perhaps you forget, Ms. Vetra, as soon as I report your father's murder, there will be an investigation of CERN. Including a thorough examination of his lab. I have always tried to respect your father's privacy. Your father has told me only two things about your current project. 1. That it has the potential to bring CERN millions of francs in licensing contracts in the next decade. And 2. That it is not ready for public disclosure because it is still hazardous technology. Considering these two facts, I would prefer strangers not poke around inside his lab and either steal his work or kill themselves in the process and hold CERN liable. Do I make myself clear? Victoria stared, saying nothing.